What's up guys, welcome to a new video. So today we're going to show you my brand new bike. Alright, here we are. So we got the 2022 KLX300 Supermoto. Let's show her off real quick. Alright guys, welcome to a new video. So this is going to be my 2022 Kawasaki KLX300SM. This is the second year they've ever made this, and what I love about it is that it is Supermoto from the factory, which I really love. So for years now, Heather can attest to this, I've been looking at a Honda CRF 250L, and I wanted to convert it to a Supermoto because I thought it would be lightweight, perfect for go-kart tracks and such, a lot like we did with our Z125s. Sun's blinding me, so I'm going to move over here now. This bike is going to serve a lot of purpose. It's going to serve commuting, it's going to serve track, it's going to serve big bike track, and it's also going to serve go-kart track, which is what we do with our Z125s right here. Go ahead and show it off. So before we get the video started, I want to say a big thank you to Cycle Springs in Clearwater, Florida. Link below to their address and their contact information. Lewis over there hooked me up with this bike. I've been looking at it for quite some time since they first came out, and what I really love about it is that it's water cooled and it's also fuel injected. I really love the DRZ 400, but I'm not really big on having carburetors in 2022. So yeah, this bike, it's super light. It's like 300 pounds. That's with the stock exhaust and everything. A lot of this stuff is going to be coming off. I wanted to leave it completely stock. I have not touched anything on the bike, so I wanted to leave it completely stock so people that are searching for this bike can see what it actually looks like from the factory. So you're going to have these kind of silly mirrors. I will say that the mirrors are actually, like, they do work. A lot of stock mirrors are ugly and they don't work. These mirrors do work very well, but I'm not a big fan of just how huge they are. So these are coming off, you know, the fender kit's coming off, the exhaust will come off eventually. I've got a lot of plans for this bike. But so what I did is I traded in my 2019 Z125, which I absolutely love that little bike. You guys have seen plenty of videos of us on those little bikes ripping them up. But I recently took a new job where I'm a little bit further from home, so I wanted something a little bit bigger that I could commute on and still ride at the little bike track. For months now, I've been talking to Heather about buying like possibly like a Ninja 400 or a Ninja 300, something I could commute on and still use as a backup bike on a big bike track, like Jennings, where we race our GSXR 750s. So this bike's going to serve quite a few purposes. This is going to be like an all-in-one bike, like do everything bike. It can also do like light off-road trail riding, stuff like that, which I think will be really fun. The Z125s are good for that too. They just don't have a lot of ground clearance. This one's got like close to 10 inches ground clearance, which I really love. So yeah, Heather knows that for 4 or 5 years now I've been talking about buying a Supermoto. About
as long as you've had the GSXR 750.
Yeah, it's funny because before I bought my GSXR 750, which I still have, by the way, don't worry, that bike's not going anywhere. Before I bought my GSXR 750, I actually had toyed with the idea of buying the CRF 250L. Years ago, Heather talked me out of it because she's like, when we ride, you're just going to get left in the dust, which is completely true. I mean, these bikes don't, you know, they don't have anywhere near the power of a 750 or even a 600 Super Sport. But yeah, I am super stoked. I love this thing. Like I said, this is a 2022. They are very hard to get right now. The guys at Cycle Springs hooked me up. I am extremely lucky to even own this bike right now because they are super hard to find, at least in the US. I'm not sure about other countries. So yeah, it had literally 0 miles on it when I bought it. Absolutely brand new. They just had serviced it as I was buying it and signing all the paperwork. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked, so to say the least. So like I said, this is Supermoto from the factory, which you get 17-inch wheels, you get a little bit better suspension. The suspension up front and rear is fully adjustable, which I love. Like I said, it's around 300 pounds stock, but I'm thinking we can make it around like 280, 290 once we take some things off and do some other mods. Yeah, so I'm stoked. So stick around, guys. We're gonna have lots of videos on this bike. Lots of modifications are gonna be going on with this thing, and I think it's gonna be a very fun bike. All right, so as most of you know, Heather has a Z125, which we are keeping.
I love that bike.
She loves that bike. Yes. I will say, yesterday, I had like 20 miles on the bike, and I was like, all right, let's go for a little ride real quick. So we hopped on the bikes. About 10 miles down the road, we switched bikes. I was like, yeah, just ride it, just see what you think. And what did you think?
It's really smooth, it's fun. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun once I get to the feel for a different bike. But then I got back on my Z, and the suspension on my Z now felt like a rock, which was okay until I rode this bike. So I'm trying not to go from this one to the Z.
Sumo, you have a lot of suspension travel because they make them for hooligans, basically. This is basically like a dirt bike that can be ridden on the street. You can jump curbs with it, you can pop wheelies with it all day long, you can do all sorts of things with it. I'm honestly glad I didn't buy the CRF 250L years ago and try to make it into a Supermoto, because I feel like I was a little bit more reckless then than I am now. I've calmed down quite a bit, so I think I'll be a little bit more calm on this bike than I would have been 5 years ago. You think so too?
I can appreciate that, yes.
So like I said, it's going to serve a lot of purpose. It's going to be a really fun bike. Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking for these bikes right now. I've read so many reviews online of people talking about wanting these bikes, but they cannot get them. Some people have been on waiting lists for close to a year trying to get one of these bikes, and they're just very hard to come by right now. So I'm super stoked, and I think I might be one of the first moto vloggers to ever own one of these. So years ago, when I first started moto vlogging, one of the guys who was like big at the time was Jake the Garden Snake, and I remember watching videos on his I believe it was a WR450. I believe he had a WR250 also, and I know he had a DRZ400, but I remember watching those videos and I was like, man, that bike looks like so much fun. And I actually ended up buying a KLR650, which at the time I had no idea that it was nothing like those bikes. It's a big, heavy hog. They're super heavy, they're super tall. Another good thing about the Supermoto is that the seat height on this is like 33 inches, and the off-road version, the KLX350, or I'm sorry, the KLX300 is 30, I want to say it's close to 36 inches. So just for reference, how tall are you, Heather?
5'5.5", because the half counts.
5'5.5".
Check out my Halloween
We'll safely
socks.
say 5'5".
We have to appreciate the Halloween socks because they will stand out. So.
Ooh,
Check out the
Halloween-y.
unicorns on there. They're nice and crazy.
So you are 5'5.5".
Okay.
Let's just say 5'6", just for sake of argument. And you are not tippy-toeing at all.
I'm not on the tippy. I'm on the balls of my feet, but I certainly can't flat foot.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to find any kind of semi-off-road bike that's ever going to be flat-footable, even for somebody who's 6 foot. Like when I had my KLR650, I'm close to 6 feet, and I could not flat-foot that bike to save my life. I basically would have all of my weight on one side of the bike trying to keep it upright. I actually dropped it in the parking lot quite a few times. You know, beginner mistakes, you live, you learn. So, yeah, like I said, this is a brand new bike, and I'm very excited about it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun on this bike. What do you think?
I think you're gonna have a lot of fun on this bike, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun on every bike.
She says that, but I've been letting her ride this bike probably as much as I've ridden it. I think we got 50 miles on it right now, and you've probably put 20 of those on there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna trade off all 3 bikes now.
Now we have 4 bikes to choose from, which is awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. Stick around, and we'll have much more on this bike soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace out and ride safe.
Ride safe.